hope you're well. This isn't a maintenance video. It's somebody's in the comments. I've been asked to do a bit of a feature on this Adventra. Seems people are interested in it, so I might do a walk around. If you've watched some of the old videos, you've probably seen most of it already, but I bought this probably about 18 months ago, just before the prices went crazy on them. It had paint fade on the bonnet, on the roof. Had a different set of wheels on it. It had aftermarket wheels on it. I've seen them on other Adventures, so there must be a common sort of wheel to put on it, but I didn't like them. So I'll put a picture up, and here's the picture. This is what it used to look like. Yeah, so I changed the wheels and bought these standard set of wheels. I got these up in the Blue Mountains off a bloke who had a couple of them. And you put new tyres on them. The nudge bar I put on, that's a factory nudge bar. Those little lights will probably grow to bigger ones later on. Other than that, it is a standard CX6. The keen-eyed people watching will notice that the roof racks are different. I've put standard wagon ones on it because when I painted the roof, I had to remove the hood. The old hood lining was held up with pins, which is pretty standard, isn't it? I found an unreal roof lining down at the wrecker, original, out of another SX6, sorry, and I got that. And so when I painted the roof, I took the roof racks off and they just fell to pieces. The plastic bit on the bottom, that's painted the same colour as the car, just fell to bits. So I went back down the wrecker and tried to get the ones off the one down there, and they fell to bits. So I went, stuff this. And the more I tried to fix them, the more, every time I fixed one bit, they'd fall apart somewhere else. They're just so brittle. The plastic's gone brittle with age. If there's any other Adventra owners watching this, just put something in the comments to let me know if you've had a similar experience, because if you find a second-hand set of these roof racks, if you can get them off the car in one piece, good luck. Yeah, it had both the weather shields, factory weather shields. This thing's a Holden by design one, which means it was optioned with something, and it gets a badge because it got the factory Bluetooth in it. That's about it. It's got the 190 kilowatt Alloytec V6. It is a VZ of, you can probably see that. Yeah, factory black. It's not in bad nick. The roof was pretty shit, and it's still pretty shit because I'm not happy with it, so I'm going to rub it down and do it again. The bonnet, if you've been watching the channel, you would have seen the bonnet, which it came out alright. It came out pretty good, so I'll leave that one alone. When I got it, it was pretty dirty. There were things that didn't work, but we'll go into that a bit later when I get inside the car. I might take you around the back of it now. Okay, this is the back of it. There's the Holden by Design badge. Factory tow bar. Heavy duty thing too, so they must have towed something with it. It's got the leather trim. We'll just open up the back. It'd be good if I unlocked it. And yeah, it's pretty dirty at the moment. The outside's dirty and the inside's dirty because we've had a lot of rain here lately. I haven't had a chance to really do anything, and my little dogs hang out in the back here. It had that net, so I put it back in when I put this roof lining in. Like I said, standard roof lining I got from the wrecker, and it's in really good nick, but that only means that it's going to drop down sooner or later. A little bit of rust on the outside here on this window. I think it's this side. Yeah, just here. Just there I've got to fix. Apart from that, it's pretty good. So we'll go inside the car now. Sorry, one thing I forgot to mention, these cupboards, I'm gonna try and get another one because that door is broken and I had to bodge it up. This door here, bloody bottle of water. Okay, yeah, that door there, I had to bodge it up, kept falling off. Yeah, alright, we'll go in the car. Okay, being a CX6, leather wheel, the contoured wheel too, pretty good. I don't mind these things. There's the dash, if you can see it. This thing has only got 186,000, I think it says. 187 now. I think it only had about 183 when I got it. It's, you know, low Ks for one of these things. So I was very surprised. Like I said, there were a few things that didn't work. Being a CX, has the climate control. Factory stereo, which I'll really want to leave in there. But, and of course, there's the windows, hill descent, ESP, and of course the good old Holden by Design Bluetooth, which didn't work. It does now, but I just don't use it because the VYVZ factory system only works off one speaker. You can't play music through it. So when you get a call, it only comes out of one speaker. In the yellow Ute, I bought a new old stock system for a VZ, and they've upgraded your actual controls. It's got a different mic to this one, and the controls are in the mic, the volume controls and that, and it actually uses part of the VE system. They give you a patch cable, and you can play music through it through your standard stereo and that, and it works really, really good. So yeah, if you anyone wants to keep the factory stuff in there, you won't have this button. That's all, because it's all up there on the other microphone, so you don't have that button, but it works good. But this one here, I've got this aftermarket one, FM transmitter thing, and it works good. Sorry, not an FM transmitter, a bloody Bluetooth system, but it goes through your radio, but it works really good. So I use that one. Like I said, the factory system will only play out of one speaker, and being a CX, it has leather trim. I'll show you the back seats. The front ones have got seat covers on, as you can see. It's all leather trim, which was filthy when I got it. I had to clean it all up. And I think that's about it for in here. I've just got like an aftermarket GPS thing I use. The tyre pressure monitoring system, the old El Cheapo Wish ones, which work really good. I've got a same system in the red VY Ute. I just haven't got the transmitters on the valves yet for this one. Yeah. I'd say you would have seen under the bonnet, but we'll go and have a look under the bonnet. I don't think there's anything else that I need to mention in here. It's all pretty standard, but these cars, what I will say, I had a VY Acclaim wagon before this. I was happy with it. It went well. It was a good car. I always resisted. Hang on, I'll turn this camera around so you can see me. I don't know if you want to see me, but no, it won't let me do it while I'm recording. Hang on a sec. No, it won't let me do it. I've got to actually stop. I don't know why, but it won't let me do it. But anyway, back to the story. I had a VY Acclaim. Very happy with it. I always resisted buying an Alloytec V6. I'd heard really bad things about them. Then I started doing a bit of research on what actually goes wrong with them, and I started watching some videos on YouTube about the timing chain issue and that. And what I'm going to tell you, if you want to research these Alloytecs, I mean, there might be some good Aussie videos out there. I haven't seen it, but the yanks go right in the depth, explaining the issues. And there's one, I wish I could remember which one it was. There's one guy who just explains it so well. There's really nothing to really be scared of with these things. I mean, it's like I said in the previous, I did an old video, Alloytec or Ecotech versus Alloytec, which proved to be really popular. And look, the old Ecotech, if you're not that mechanically minded, it would be a better option. But for someone like me, I'm not really, it doesn't really bother me doing work on these things. And I was scared of these engines before, but I'm not now. They just don't bother me. And this thing goes really well. So yeah, it's been pretty good. The previous owner couldn't tell me. He says he thinks the chains have been done, but he didn't know. They probably haven't. Like I said before, if you keep the oil level up, maintain these engines, I can't see any big dramas, but there is a lot more moving parts in this engine and a lot more electronics on it and sensors and things like that, and variable valve timing and all those things. So there is a lot more to go wrong. Yeah, that's about all I can say. But the point I was trying to make, I always get sidetracked and go off and start talking about other shit. But the point I was trying to make is this car really surprised me when I got it. How well they drive. You know, it's all-wheel drive. But when I drove this thing, like, the one thing about this car which made me buy it was I could tell that the engine was good straight away. The gearbox was good, and it just drove really well. The brakes were good, everything. And since I've owned it, it does drive. It's a really nice car to drive. I'd go anywhere in it. I don't know how many of you, if you're an adventurer lover, you probably watch, what do they call, All Terrain Action. The guy named Chris on All Terrain Action. He knows a hell of a lot about these things, and some of the places he's taken them is unbelievable. So yeah, check it out. All Terrain Action on YouTube. If you like adventurous stuff, he's got heaps of videos on adventurers. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, but they are very surprising, these cars. If you've never driven one, you should take one for a run if you're a Commodore man, because they will surprise you if you get a decent one. The front suspension is different. Slightly, I mean, the bottom wishbones and that. They still have McPherson struts, but yeah, it does drive really well, this thing. It really surprised me. Anyway, I'll give you a look under the bonnet. Pretty standard stuff here. Alloytec 190 kilowatt. The black top. I'm pretty sure later on in the 07 VZs they stopped putting the black top on them, and they just put, like on here, they had a high output badge, same as the VEs. Yeah, really nothing to see under here, but it's all in pretty good nick, and there's a lot of factory hoses still on this thing, so it's still got the factory paint marks on them there. Yeah, nothing too much I can tell you about this, except another thing I'd like to say is these 5L40E automatics, I love them. They shit on the old 4L60E, but you can't get them. You can't get the 5L40E behind a V8. But really like the 5-speed. Good gearbox. I noticed when I'll go back in here because the neighbours are out the front making a noise. So, with this 5-speed, when you take your foot off the throttle, it seems to use the engine braking a lot more than the 4L60. And I just like it. I think it works really well behind this engine. And I think it's a good gearbox, but that's just me. Yeah, anyway. There she is, the old girl. Got the you know, the sunglass holder and that in the roof. If you get by the SX model, it's just got the 3 dials like a normal Commodore. No leather, you know, it's got the cloth inserts. But if you buy an LX, in a VZ especially, you get the pod gauges on the top, and you'll get a sunroof. And probably a few other things that I've left out. But anyway, I would have liked to have got the LX, but I'm really happy with this thing. But there's just cosmetic things I've got to fix up. You know, I don't want to go too far because I use this all the time. This is just a family car. So, yeah, if you're thinking about getting one, do it. They're good cars, mate. Very good cars. Anyway, please leave comments. I've been getting a few comments lately. I like reading them. You've all been really good. All the subscribers are great. I don't know. I don't really have any maintenance coming up on anything because, like I said, I smashed it during the COVID lockdowns and that, and I just went mad. So really nothing needs doing. But if I do have to do something, I will film it and put it on the channel. But there, you know, if you're the type of person who likes to see a video every week, well, that's not me. That won't be me. If I think of something, I'll put it on the channel, but I don't want to start boring the crap out of people, especially the head porting. I'm still going. I finished the manifold. The inlet manifold's just about done. But I won't put any of that stuff up anymore because I think it's not very popular and I don't think people are that interested in it. So I won't worry about that stuff. Same as the painting. There's a few of you interested in it, and thanks for your comments. But I won't worry about doing any more of that stuff either. Although I might go through the spray gun adjustments next time I do some spraying. I'll go through that a bit better because it's better if I can show you with the gun. Not that I'm an expert. Or let me know anyway. Yeah, so that's about it. Like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, leave a comment. Let me know if you've got an Adventra, what you think of them. I like all of these things. I bought the red VYSS Ute about 6-7 years ago, and I had Monaros at the time. And I just fell in love with that red thing. I don't know why, but I you know, it's just an old runaround VY Ute, but I love driving it. I drive it all the time. The yellow VZ hardly moves, which my wife is a bit upset about. But anyway, the white SS, I drive it more than the yellow one, but it's still nowhere near as much as the red one. It's mainly this thing and the red Ute that I use. But yeah, that old red Ute, I don't know what it is about it, but I just really like driving it. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you've got and what you've done to it. It's very interesting. I find it interesting to read stuff like that. So let me know. Anyway, like I said, if anything happens, I will film it and I will put it on the channel. But it's just, at the moment, there's just not much maintenance for me to do. And all I've got coming up are oil changes and that. And I've already done a couple of them and I probably bore people to tears. So I'm not even going to worry about that. You can only have so many videos on an oil change. So, anyway, look after yourselves. And I'll see you when I put another video up. Bye.